Greetings of peace and gratitude. I am Chris Esperanza, and today we will be talking about social media and globalization. In this presentation, we will cover and talk about what is globalization, what is social media, what are the key social media platforms, what are the role of social media in globalization, and the impact of social media and globalization on each other. So, let's begin. Globalization transforms the world from the vast unexplored space to a reasonably big village where everyone seems to be connected. It refers to the integration and connection of the world in many areas, including technology, information, culture, and business. It connects and unites the world. Advances in communication and transportation have facilitated globalization. In fact, economies and culture across the world are now collectively linked by new trends in communication. But globalization can be like a double edged sword. Certain populous culture exerts strong influences on the global community and vice versa. The globalization of media facilitates sharing homegrown content with a worldwide audience via various media organizations. And media globalization influences different cultures from the propagation of information. This is because many media organizations control economic and social resources, giving them considerable influences over global culture. And one of the widely used media in today's generation is the social media. Social media can be loosely defined as a platform of bringing people together from different backgrounds who share common interest for the purpose of discussing issues of interest. It is where technology meets social needs of people since human beings are social beings. Media can be tracked back to the late 1960s. That's why I provided two definitions dated in the middle of 1980s and 2015. These definitions are that social media are sites on the internet that share multimedia information, data, discussions, and personal interaction, and an internet based platform that allows the creation and exchange of user generated content, usually using mobile or web based technology. If you noticed, both definitions are similar, but I noticed the words creation and mobile technologies, which suggest how social media has evolved through the years. Social networking websites have mushrooms in recent years with the emergence of like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, among others. So by 2011, social media was accessible almost everywhere, and social media business increased. The development of multimedia capable mobile devices enabled more people worldwide to access social media from anywhere at any time. That's why advances in social media have, have brought about massive changes in business, education, politics, entertainment, employment, and human interaction. It is now possible to study, work, and even watch programs, or listen to music, or vote and follow the latest news without leaving one's home. There are many different types of social media. The following graphic highlights these various types and some corresponding examples that are popular now. However, this is a rapidly changing landscape and new social media sites are popping up. So be on the lookout for new and emerging resources. Now, depending on your industry, certain types of social media may be more relevant among others. For example, those in travel industry will find a site like TripAdvisor, a usual social media tool. The use of social media may be more prevalent in some industries than others and will work differently for businesses in different fields. It is important to do your research to find out how your customers and prospects are engaging with social media. Now, let us start with social networking. Social networking refers to websites that individuals use to engage socially through chatting, status updates, and meetups. Users create home profile pages within these virtual communities and share comments and links directly with each other users. Example are Facebook, MySpace, and others. The next one is business social networking or pages. This one allows business owners and employees to brand themselves virtually and share content with others, business minded individuals or like minded individuals. Examples include LinkedIn, Google, and others. We also have microblogging. It is similar to blogging, but with a limited number of characters available for each post. These posts can be easily shared and searched, and profile pages can be designed to fit your brand. Examples are Twitter, Tumblr, and others. We also have video sharing, which personally my favorite. This refers to the social networking websites where users can upload and share videos. Examples YouTube, Vimeo, Dailymotion, or MetaCafe. We also have photo sharing. These are sites that allow users to upload and share photo images with others. Examples include Flickr, Pinterest, and Picasa. This one is not familiar. I'm not really using this one more often, but this is social bookmarking. So, social bookmarking is a method of organizing, storing, or managing and searching for bookmarks of resources online. It usually involves users assigning keywords descriptors to tag each bookmark or link they want to share and then saving them to a public website. You are not actually sharing the file, but you are sharing the reference link to it. Examples include Pinterest, Reddit, and others. We have also this one, blogging. It is the process of writing a blog or a journal online to share thoughts on subject with a target reader or readers. The blog is frequently updated with commentaries, news articles with images, and videos. In addition, your blog readers can leave comments and replying, you will start a dialogue. And by replying, you will start a dialogue. This one is Wikis. It's a website or database developed collaboratively by a community of users, allowing any user to add and edit content. And this one is very common to students, especially the lower level students. They always look for resources from Wikipedia, which personally, and I think you would agree that it's not a good source of information, because anyone can edit or add information. So it's still better to use journals or Google Scholar or other good citation journals or websites. We have a review site. It is a website on which reviews can be posted about people, businesses, products, and services. And last one, we have the online collaborative tools. These are apps or software programs or platforms that help businesses and their people streamline the creative process and work together more effectively and efficiently. Popular social networks are shown in the slide, since social networking is the most used social media, according to Hootsuite of 2022. As you can see, Facebook got the top spot with 1.28 billion users, comprising of 65% female and 35% male. Most users are aged 18 to 34 years old. These are also the best practices that any individual or business should do to increase the number of followings for each social network. For example, for LinkedIn, they focus or the focus should be on formality and technical content since it gears towards building professional connections and career development. So the posting here, the frequency of posting should be between 2 to 5 times per week. Better be done during work week since posts get more traction or pull to the users. Now, let us talk about the role of social media in globalization. Throughout the years, new media has contributed to the bringing of the world together. The emergence of the internet and social media has dramatically shaped globalization. The social networks provides a platform for dissemination of information. It allows the users to access different kinds of relevant information for a specific purpose. Also, social media strengthens social relations. Social media has enabled the public to interact with family members and friends who live far. Also, social media provides a forum for cultural exchange. People learn about other people's culture as they share their own. Cultural exchange is an important vehicle for economic development. Social networks provides a new approach to global marketing. It enables companies to reach a wider audience, and social media companies like Facebook allows manufacturers and sellers to do targeted marketing. However, social media may also carry some disadvantages, like criminals have used social networks in the past, and I think in the present, to advance their agenda. Though the social network is not the only technology contributing to globalization, it is without a doubt the most powerful. Moving on, let us expound on the impacts of the globalization of social media. The massive number of ideas that people share through such platforms has noticeably influenced a change in lifestyle, preferences, political ideologies, and academic achievements, both positively and negatively. Let's start with the first one, social media as a business. A recent trend of note is the formation of companies run using the internet. As an illustration, the social media phenomenon, the Facebook, has transformed from a social network to a public corporation, with its initial public offering doing very well in the first few days of trading. Another impact is in terms of product sales. Social media is now an instrumental tool in the success of a business today. Social media inventions have increased because sales due to their far reaching effects of the global market. According to different surveys, social media is responsible for attracting customers on a global scale and increasing businesses' worth, among other positive factors. Let's move on to marketing methods. Social media as a marketing tool is almost unrivaled because of its ability to reach a universal audience at a click of a button. Users share information about a product with friends. It is an ideal tool since it is effective, cheap, and easy to use. On the flip side, this also means that negative information about products or companies will spread with the same speed and efficacy, which may cause reducing of sales or reduction of sales. Let's talk about foreign investment. The connectivity that the globalization of social media has accomplished has become a channel for disseminating information. Such sharing has presented opportunities which is previously unavailable to individuals. These opportunities have empowered many communities through the availability of employment opportunities and the improved infrastructure, especially in developing countries like us, the Philippines, where multinational corporations have relocated their operations in a bid to maximize their profits by taking advantage of the cheap available labor and the low cost of doing business. With the main base of operations still situated in probably a mother country, communication with the operations in foreign lands is maintained using many forms of media, and that includes social media. Now let's talk about job seekers. The globalization of social media has become a significant factor in networking for those seeking jobs and has opened opportunities for employers to outsource their work, providing employment opportunities to those who have or who may be disadvantaged geographically. And I am one of those successful applicants using social media when I'm trying to apply for a job. Searching for work using traditional means in today's market is an elusive venture. Like most firms, realizing the advantages of social media now recruit employees online. And while social networking provides a great way to network or make friends or share information, some information that people reveal about themselves on social networking site is very personal. The privacy terms provided by use of licenses may dispel their fears. However, care should be taken when posting information that may not be welcome by all, since some practices by employers may have raised ethical concerns about job recruitment through social networking or social media sites. Another impact in terms of literacy and artistic talent. Social media can be used to improve literacy and fine tune artistic talents through the features available on social networking sites that enable quick and easy upload of self made multimedia production and materials. Another one is in terms of skill building. Social media sites are filled with new advancements that are very user friendly. When students spend much time on social networking sites, they become tech savvy, and the skills they learn from these sites will benefit them in their future endeavors. However, too much time spent on social networking sites can develop poor face to face interpersonal skills and low self esteem. Face to face communication assists a student to develop the use of body language and nonverbal cues to communicate effectively. And students who lack these skills will have less confidence in themselves. Social media has also been accused of encouraging moral corruption because children may easily access pornographic sites and other uncensored materials that may try to ape what they see. Let's talk about student research. One major area in which social media has negatively impact in academia is the student research. Students resort to bringing up information easily accessed through Facebook, Twitter, blogs, and other forums without taking the time to establish the veracity and authenticity of their sources. The ability to research and retain information is comprised as is compromised as students come to rely on copying and pasting information. And this also encourages plagiarism, a form of academic cheating. For those who are teachers, I think you know this kind of issue. Because even in college, senior high school, this is very, very obvious. Let's talk about politics. Social media has been used for political gossip, conversation, debates, and analysis, especially during election periods. Election periods in our country is now coming, so it's May, so that will be next month. So political activists and analysts have paid keen attention to these hotspots of political influence, especially during crises. In an effort to make the incumbent look bad, for example, the analysts have tended to exaggerate situations for political expediency. On a positive note, some politicians have used media to launch their campaigns as tools or for encouraging voters and instruments for gauging political strength. Politicians have used social media to strengthen and reinforce political beliefs of their fans and supporters. And this makes their campaign very effective compared to mass media. Now, speaking of mass media, let's talk about mass media. One of the biggest impacts that the globalization of social media has had is connected with mass media. In the past, the collection and distribution of information solely is solely or were solely in the hands of mainstream media. With the rise of social media, this domination of information by mass media have been on a decline, unfortunately. The globalization of social media has given the masses a medium for voicing their protest against the domination of the ruling class. At the same time, social media has provided a common, unrestricted platform where both the elite and the subordinate class or the lower class can freely interact, thus removing the barriers of class and status. Let's go to the last sets of impacts. We have first the humanitarian crisis. Social media is an essential tool for observers of humanitarian crisis as it provides an unedited view of the situation. Oh, especially nowadays because of the typhoon that's happening now in Leyte. So social media is very, very effective or helpful in knowing the current situation on those affected areas. The globalization of social media has brought positive changes in response to humanitarian crisis worldwide. It is now possible to receive first-hand communication from affected regions. Social media also provides raw and modified footage of situations on the ground. It also provides a constructive platforms for volunteers to contribute to rescue efforts. And social media can also provide nominal advantages to citizens in times of war, like what's happening now in between Russia and Ukraine, by facilitating communication when communication lines have been damaged. And social media has provided or has proved to be an effective medium for getting assistance to those facing humanitarian crisis. Let's move on to the next one: cultural influence. Just as globalization facilitates social media facilitates cross cultural interaction. Culture is influenced through contact with other cultures. In the same way that mass media has a strong influence on global culture, social media also does. It may be more effective since information transferred by social media is transferred practically in real time and is firsthand. The interaction platform offered social media as a breeding ground for cross fertilization of cultures, and each culture picks what it considers good from other cultures. Next, let's talk about social connection, which is also important. While social media provides many ways to connect with the world virtually, it ironically has the effect of eroding the social skills of an individual who begin to rely on it exclusively. When one spends most of their time with virtual friends, there is the risk of losing the skills to interact with friends and family in the community. Another impact is in terms of terrorism and crime. Social media has been used to advance the activity of international crimes and global terrorism. Through these sites, the masterminds of terrorist attacks have easily influenced individuals of impressionable minds to join their groups and do their bidding. Legal challenges also arise from using materials that are shared online through social sites. Data protection, intellectual property infringement, and defamation are legal issues that challenge social media platform owners. And this trend is encouraged since laws relating to social media are still developing slowly compared with the pace of technological development and growth of social media. And last one is computer and data security. Finally, malware, the worms, phishing threats are real and cannot be underrated. Social media users need to appreciate the dangers of sharing personal information on this platform. They must first address privacy and security concerns before opening up to their virtual friends. After learning all those information and has been demonstrated in the previous slides, social media has permitted many aspects of our life. For one, to maximize the benefits of social media on the global plane, participations in social media workshop is critical. If you get a chance to join any of these workshops, it would be a very good way for you to be able to learn more about social media and or attending seminars and offer trainings on security, networking strategies, and how to increase visibility globally, especially for those business men or entrepreneurs. I think our governments, I'm not sure if it was the DTI. I think, yeah, the DTI sometimes provide trainings about social media or how to help your businesses to become visible in social media. In conclusion, it is undeniable that the internet has created a completely new world in the 21st century. Daily, in our day-to-day basis, internet expansions occurs due to economic, social, and political human activities across the globe, resulting to resulting in rapid growth in impact. To create a future with more possibilities, it is necessary to study these effects to maximize their positive influences while minimizing the negative ones. The explosive growth of social media has become a threat and a relief to many segments, especially in business sectors. A lot of arguments arises about this topic, and before I will end my presentation, I will leave you these arguments. Think of a stand whether you affirm or oppose them. Argument 1. Social media is a tool in globalization because it has the potential to build a unified system of government and politics. Social media is a tool for globalization since it allows for economic progress and the creation of fair trading markets in the global economy. And lastly, social media exacerbates racism or encourages racism more and class division. People tend to arrange themselves into groups with whom they are most comfortable. I hope you can share your stand with regards to these three arguments that I have posted. And that ends my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. Stay healthy and safe. God bless you.